In the Gospel of Mark, Jesus' miracles play a central role in revealing his divine authority and compassion. One of the most significant miracles is when Jesus forgave and healed a paralyzed man, as recorded in Mark chapter 2, 1-12. The story begins with Jesus teaching in a crowded house in Capernaum. 4 men, unable to enter through the door, lowered their paralyzed friend through the roof to reach Jesus. Seeing their faith, Jesus first told the man, "Son, your sins are forgiven." This declaration caused outrage among the teachers of the law who were present, as they believed only God could forgive sins. Perceiving their thoughts, Jesus then said, "Which is easier, to say to this paralyzed man, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Get up, take your mat, and walk'?" To prove his authority to forgive sins, Jesus commanded the man to get up, and he did, to the amazement of everyone. In this passage, Jesus uses the title Son of Man to refer to himself, a title that emphasizes both his humanity and his messianic role, fulfilling the prophecy of a divine figure who would bring salvation. Another powerful miracle in Mark's Gospel is when Jesus brought a young girl back to life, as described in Mark 5:21-24 and 5:35-43. A synagogue leader named Jairus approached Jesus, pleading with him to heal his dying daughter. Jesus agreed to go with him, but before they arrived, they received news that the girl had died. Despite this, Jesus told Jairus to have faith and continued to the house. Upon arriving, Jesus dismissed the mourners, saying the girl was not dead but sleeping. Taking her by the hand, Jesus said, "Talitha koum," which means, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." Immediately, the girl stood up and began to walk around. This miracle not only demonstrates Jesus' power over death, but also his deep compassion, as he quietly restores the girl to life and instructs those present not to publicize the event. Despite these incredible miracles, Jesus faced rejection in his hometown of Nazareth, as detailed in Mark 6:1-6. When Jesus taught in the synagogue there, the people were astonished by his wisdom and the miracles he performed, but they also took offense, questioning how someone they knew as a carpenter could possess such authority. Their familiarity with Jesus' family led them to doubt his divinity. Because of their lack of faith, Jesus could not perform many miracles there except for a few healings. This rejection highlights the theme of unbelief and foreshadows the broader rejection Jesus would face throughout his ministry. One of the most famous miracles is the feeding of the 5,000, recorded in Mark 6:30-44. After a day of teaching a large crowd in a remote place, the disciples urged Jesus to send the people away to find food. Instead, Jesus told them to feed the crowd themselves. The disciples were perplexed as they only had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Jesus took the loaves and fish, gave thanks, and distributed them to the people. Miraculously, the food multiplied and everyone ate until they were satisfied, with 12 baskets of leftovers collected afterward. This miracle is significant for many reasons. It demonstrates Jesus' power over nature, his ability to provide abundantly, and his compassion for the physical needs of the people. Moreover, the event echoes the Old Testament provision of manna in the wilderness, reinforcing Jesus' identity as the provider of both spiritual and physical sustenance. Another miracle that underscores Jesus' compassion and divine authority is the restoration of sight to a blind man named Bartimaeus, as told in Mark 10:46-52. As Jesus was leaving Jericho, Bartimaeus, a blind beggar, called out to him, addressing him as Son of David, a title that acknowledges Jesus as the Messiah and rightful heir to David's throne. Despite the crowd's attempts to silence him, Bartimaeus persisted, and Jesus stopped to speak with him. When Jesus asked what he wanted, Bartimaeus replied, "Rabbi, I want to see." Jesus then told him, "Go, your faith has healed you." And immediately Bartimaeus regained his sight and followed Jesus along the road. This miracle not only illustrates Jesus' power to heal, but also highlights the importance of faith and the recognition of Jesus' messianic identity through the use of the title Son of David. The miracle stories in Mark's Gospel tell us a great deal about Jesus. They reveal his divine authority over illness, nature, and even death, confirming his identity as the Son of God and the promised Messiah. They also demonstrate his deep compassion and willingness to respond to the needs of those who come to him in faith. Through these miracles, Jesus not only alleviates physical suffering, but also challenges and deepens the faith of those around him, inviting them to see beyond the miraculous acts to the deeper reality of God's kingdom breaking into the world through his ministry.